forgot my button.
Are we on?
Yep, you live.
Hey, y'all.
Okay. Is it public? Sometimes it just changes on its own sometimes.
I don't know. It just says live and don't tell me if it's public or not.
If you don't change it, cuz, then it's always like that.
Let me see.
Okay. No, because it switched over to being private one time. I ain't have anything to do with it. Let's just see. Yeah, it's public.
Yeah,
I
I can see.
more
I
tech
shared
savvy.
it. I shared it to the baby. Oh, buck.
All right, here we go. You shared it to where?
To the page.
Okay, cool. Facebook.com is not responding. You gotta recover that shit, man. Please, man. Yeah. What? All right. Dang.
What?
Computer issues.
Even this computer.
I know, man. I know. This is what happens when you buy new equipment and bullshit.
When the operator don't know what he doing.
Operating.
Oh, there you go. No. I am not gonna be. I cannot get any crime on this year. Alright. Come on, man. I promise it got a terabyte on it, but it moves slower than my old computer.
That's that Windows, cuz. What's that Windows?
I know. This new Windows is awful.
No, this old Windows was awful too.
Yeah. We don't problem.
What kind you got?
Windows.
HP?
Yeah.
You got HP. What you
I
say?
think
You
I
got
got
that?
shit.
I think I got the bottom of the barrel.
You stupid as hell.
Oh, you got the...
Or the bottom of the barrel HP. For whatever reason, man, this computer just is slow. It goes super slow.
Hey, y'all.
What's up, everybody that's watching?
Yep, you got Kelly Angel, and Roger Lindsay.
What's up,
Hey,
Kelly?
Kelly.
What's up, Rod?
Hey,
We
Rod.
finna get started. Give me just 1 second.
The operator don't know what he doing.
I'm the one having problems today.
Operator, this is an emergency. Operator.
It wasn't got to be. Cute tripping out on me. Alright.
Operator.
Alright. Y'all ready?
Okay, queen.
What? It just stopped in the middle. Okay. What do you do? Hey, music. Hey, welcome to this About Time show. I am your co-host, Chuck Beard. 45 has left the building this week.
46?
Yeah, 46, my bad. 46 has left the building this week. And I have my other illustrious co-hosts with me. We have first of all, we have the queen,
Hey,
Miss
y'all.
Nicole. And we got the noble himself, the illustrious Candyman, Anton Birch.
They do party people.
And tonight's show, we're going to be talking about Know Thyself. Basically, we're just going to talk about, what it takes to love yourself, what it takes to know yourself, that kind of thing. But first, we're gonna hop right on in to my segment. If you never watched the show, my segment is called What the Fuck, Chuck? And what I do is I always find crazy stuff on the internet. People always sending me crazy stuff, and I bring it to y'all. So I actually got 2 of them tonight.
Oh my goodness, a double dose.
Yeah, because it was 2 things that happened this week. I was like, what
Ready.
the fuck? And first,
We can only handle one
I
though.
don't give a damn what y'all feel like y'all can
Oh
handle.
my gosh.
The first is, now, if you and your boo are thinking about tying the knot, for $600, not including the plane ticket and all that stuff, for $600,
The plane ticket.
not including the plane ticket, you and your boo can go to, what is it, the Las Vegas Cantina flagship restaurant for Taco Bell. And for $600, y'all can get the Taco Bell wedding package, right? And basically it says it comes complete with a Taco Bell garter, a Taco
Wait,
Bell...
a garter, like the one you put on your, like your thigh.
Yeah.
Is it made out of burritos or tortilla?
They leave some
Yeah,
tortillas
they weave the
together.
tortilla together, put over a thigh. You can stretch.
Eat it off, baby. Eat it off.
Hey, that might be a good aphrodisiac,
Oh,
man.
my God.
Y'all gonna have gas like a mug. It ain't gonna be no honeymoon sex. It's gonna be honeymoon recovery.
Hot a mouth. So you gonna prepare themselves. Really?
Then it also comes with a bow tie for the gentleman, a sauce packet wedding bouquet, and then it has...
Hold up. You can't keep going with that. Hold up. The sauce.
So they got the different sauces and this corn they look like roses and shit.
It's in a bouquet looking thing. Like, it's a picture of it right here.
Really?
So you get the fire, it'd be like the roses because that's red.
Yeah, you can either get the fire or you can get the mine. You can get whatever sauce you like in your sauce packet bouquet.
I want Verde only.
They don't serve it no more. That pisses me off.
What?
Yes. They stopped about 3-4 months ago.
Y'all want my wedding won't be a Taco Bell then.
Then you get 2 Just Married t-shirts. They say Mr. and Mrs. on them. And then it has like a Taco Bell logo at the bottom where the period would be after Mr. and Mrs. Then you get Taco Bell champagne flutes.
Man, tell me about the food. That's the only reason that
Hold
had me
on,
coming.
we getting there. Then you get a Cinnabon Delights wedding cake.
Oh, you might be talking now.
Hey, that Cinnabon Delight might be good though, man.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
That's worth $600 right there.
Oh my God.
And then the article says, but it gets more romantic. Newlyweds will be treated to a taco 12-pack for their very first meal as a married couple.
I don't get the Supreme.
Why did you choose?
The cheese and the damn lettuce and the meat.
I need the salad.
Come on, man. It's my wedding day.
And is they gonna be hard? Is they gonna be soft? We gonna get the Dorito kind, or
I mean,
want
right.
the
You
Cool
have to
Ranch
jazz
kind.
it up.
Yeah.
Give me a couple of burrito Supreme.
Nacho cheese.
You know what I'm saying? Taco salad or something.
You should have gave us a $5 box. We did that all without. I'm
just
getting
saying.
12 tacos by now.
Man, that 12 tacos ain't worth shit, man.
Yeah, you get the 12 taco boxes. You know.
So that means you get 6, I get 6.
Yeah, that's your whole wedding reception right there.
Oh, yeah, you got to split it up and get you a bunch of guests. Everybody get a half a taco. They could at least make it a buffet. You know, have some
Right, a taco buffet.
Yeah, taco had some,
With a
different
cheese
ones.
fountain.
I don't know about
The hot sauce fountain.
That cheese fountain does
Right.
sound good
Yeah.
though. While you tripping, everybody get a bowl full of. I hate them tortilla chips at Taco Bell though. But
Yeah,
you get
I'm
a bowl full of tortilla chips and go to the cheese
Please,
fountain.
please disregard this. Don't listen to them.
I'm ready for that Cinnabon cake.
Fucking
though.
cheese.
Man, I want to know what that's like. For real. All right, so that's the first part of the what the fuck Chuck. The second part is
no.
there's a bar here in Chattanooga named Christie's
Oh, man.
that has been shut down for 30 days. And it's because of what happened on Super Bowl Sunday, which was February the 5th.
I'm tired of talking about this shit, man.
I ain't heard it.
Okay. Well, hold on, don't give it away. Let me tell her. What happened is 2 women came in the club.
That is not
Both of them had on heels.
You go with the flash.
One of them had on a Falcons cap. And basically, they started getting into some lesbianic type activities, and they was eating each other out. Supposedly, it lasted for about 20 minutes, and they got people throwing money, you know, making it rain. And then you got people recording it with their phones, and some person attached it to Christie's Facebook page, which allowed the authorities to come find it, which led to the suspension. And the owner of the club said he didn't know what was going on because he was outside cooking on the grill. And I guess
that was me sipping my tea.
I'm gonna let him finish.
No, I'm done. I want to hear the real story. What really happened?
This was the clean version. Now we finna get the real deal
I'm
version.
finna give you the real motherfucking version.
Okay. So what really happened? Tell us.
Let me be choice with my words. It's not the first show. This was a damn strip show. Sorry. This wasn't no flash mob shit, man.
So he said,
man, look.
He said it was a flash mob.
Basically, man. Anyway,
okay. So what
the
happened?
point is, it shouldn't have been where it was.
Yeah.
It should have been in the back area where there's a door. That's. I mean, I'm not gonna implicate because people know, and I've been there. I ain't fucked up with it. I've been to Christie's because I go and give me a steak plate and everything. So, I wouldn't say they were making it rain. I've seen this video.
So basically, this was a planned event.
Yeah.
But didn't nobody know.
Hey
that
man, when you get in front of
on.
them boys, man, you got a motherfucker. It was private. It was private. It wasn't no, you know.
Oh, it was supposed to be like a private event.
Yeah.
And then somebody being
So somebody at the private event was taping it.
I mean, yeah. What you expect?
And it shouldn't have went down like that because. And
whether it was private or not,
no,
somebody gonna have a cell phone and gonna be like.
I'm gonna tell you something. Okay. Can I put this on mute? Here.
You got the video?
Oh, he got the video.
Right, somebody send it to me.
Oh,
Wait a minute. Hold on. Let me turn it down.
well, damn.
No, don't turn it down. Cut it up. Turn it up. Turn it up.
They are. Y'all, they in the club.
Yeah.
See, she telling me.
What she say?
Wow.
You know they was gonna do that shit anyway. Oh my gosh, y'all. They are really like, yeah, she's sucking on money.
She's sucking on more than money. She's sucking on
right. She's having Taco Bell right about now.
Put some beef in your taco.
Y'all, this is crazy.
Would you like sour cream and cheese on that?
And this man down there on his hands and knees like, let me get a good close up.
He eyeballed it. Look. Old ass player. What in the world? Okay, we gotta keep pushing on, man.
Yeah, okay. I just want to know since somebody had sent that to me. I don't know why I still got that shit.
I know why you still got it.
No, I ain't even looked at it. No, to be honest, I ain't even looked at it. I mean, they don't do shit for me. I mean, they too ratchet.
I mean, you know.
There you go. Now, so I ain't got to tell the story.
Whether it be private event or whatever, you know somebody's gonna pull out their damn cameras and start recording.
No, because it didn't happen. Didn't happen when I went to my bachelor party.
When was your bachelor party?
Yeah.
When was this though? How many years ago?
This was last September.
Yeah, we were talking about JC. Yeah. I ain't saying no name. But
basically.
Yeah.
But look at the environment that you was in. Now that was private. We talking about at a fucking club.
But
that
what I'm
anybody
saying
can walk
is
into.
normally it's in the back part. It's in the back part. It's a door where the DJ booth is closed off and it's darker. That's all I'm saying.
Okay, so normally they got the VIP section.
Right.
Oh, okay. Well, now that makes sense.
I mean, y'all still couldn't possibly think y'all could continue to get away with this.
I mean,
He was
at some point you gotta know that you can't continue that way unless, or I mean, you gotta have good enough security there to say if you see somebody with their phone out, you got to,
Right, or do like they did at the show. Take the phones when they come in there if it's that crucial. We talking about our business.
We talking about a nigga.
Well, I don't give a damn.
He don't give a damn.
Well,
Dave Chappelle is a
I
nigga
guess
too.
that's
He
why
did the
he
exact
shut
same
down.
thing. Yeah, he shut down for 30 days though. I think he got off easy personally.
He did because he said other things.
Yeah. I mean, he made it seem like it wasn't him from what Anton is just saying. Anyway, we gonna move past that. We do have a comment. Alex, our cousin Alex McKellar said he's watching on a date with his girl in a Mexican restaurant. Y'all gonna get married in a Mexican restaurant, Alex. Shonda said, "What up, peace? What up, Shonda?"
Hey,
Also,
Shonda.
if you're watching the video on Facebook Live, please share the video. We're trying to get to as many people as we can. We appreciate y'all watching. We appreciate y'all liking the video. Charlie, appreciate you sharing the video already.
Thank you, Charlie.
All that being said, Delane Knight said, keep it up. Appreciate that, Delane. He out in LA. All that being said, we're going to roll away into the Queen segment, which is...
Give it to him, Queen.
Yes.
And Give It to Him, Queen has been postponed.
She did that real slyly.
Did she? I thought something was really finna come up. Fuck with you this night. Yeah.
No, but seriously, y'all, keep your eyes and your ears open. I don't have much to say this week. I apologize. I'm really not feeling good, so I'm doing good to
Please
be
don't
here.
talk about 45.
No, we're not going to talk about
you.
him.
Thank you.
We're in a good mood. We're not going to talk about him. I just want to just say keep hope alive. You know what I'm saying?
Did you just Jesse Jackson
Keep
us?
hope alive.
Oh, man. Look, I can't look.
He said I'm about to find you for that.
Man, for real, you can't do no Jesse Jackson references on this show, man. That being said, we're going to go to my nigga of the week.
What's going on, party people? This week, my nigga of the week is my man Colin Kaepernick. Yeah, he's been out of the limelight for a minute, but it's NFL free agency. There's a lot of stories going on about him not being signed and not being looked at by teams because they're afraid of, because of his political stance. If you're not aware, which I'm sure a lot of you are, he took a stand that he would not stand for the singing of the national anthem. He would kneel, and it caused a big uproar amongst those in the leagues and the public and everything. But I'm giving it to him this week. He's sticking with he originally said that, you know, he can't just stand idle on his morals. He's a part of a group that is donating food to Somalia. So big ups to him, and I look for a reason. It's just it's a group, nothing really happened. They just sending, you know, to aid famine endangered citizens. So
Are they still having that civil war going on over there in Somalia?
I don't know. I'm sure
That probably is where this is stemming from.
Well,
And
I know it's
they're
been going on since
donating
like the
a
90s.
60-ton cargo plane. They agreed to donate 60 to someplace, Turkish Airlines, 60-ton cargo plane to transfer the goods for the humanitarian mission.
Okay.
And that is what's up, man.
That's most definitely what's up.
So,
And I think part of what it is in Somalia, like after all that civil unrest, like them trying to restructure the government, restructure everything, it's led to a lot of people being homeless and hungry and things like that. So, you know, there's a need there for people because there's not enough food. And it's not a situation like here where you just got greedy people. It's just not enough food there because the country has been war torn for so long. Like, you know, war doesn't just take lives. War actually destroys a lot of the environment as well. which Europe found out during World War II. And we're not gonna take a break tonight because we really just got started. We're gonna go right into. Actually, we got any comments, Felicia?
No. Lee Mosley Jr. said hello.
Hey,
Sonny Mo, what up? Thank you for watching, Sonny Mo. Appreciate you.
Thank everybody for watching. Share.
Yeah,
Share.
please share. Please share. Hey, I just lost. Okay, me and this computer gonna fight, like for real. I'm gonna throw the. I'm gonna do it on the show one day. I'm just gonna throw the computer across the room. We're gonna see where it lands. Anyway, all that being said, the topic tonight, I actually got from. I don't know if anybody has read Sun Tzu. Sun Tzu was a Chinese warrior. He was actually a general, and he wrote a book a couple thousand years ago, something like that, called The Art of War.
Oh, is that old Sun Tzu?
Yeah,
Sun
Sun
Tzu, like
Tzu.
S-U-N-Z-U?
It's TZU.
T-Z-U.
Yeah, Sun Tzu, The Art of War. If you have not read it, please put that on your preferred reading list. It's actually not a very long book. You can go out, get it, read it, do all what you need to do with it, and be done with it probably about a week or less, depending on how avid a reader you are. All that being said, though, part of the book, part of Sun Tzu's book says that in order to be successful, especially in conflict, and we're always in conflict, you have to know yourself, which is the title of the show, Know Thyself, right? So I'm going to throw out here to my illustrious co-host a few questions. I'm going to answer them too. And if Chris keep hollering upstairs, he want to be on the show too. Part of knowing yourself is also loving yourself, right? So, I'm gonna ask this question first and foremost. Like, when did you really start to know who you were? And then, like, give me one defining moment that actually changed in the process of you getting to know and to love yourself.
Well, that's complicated.
It sounds like we got a
I
good
don't.
story.
I'm going to be honest.
Well, that's complicated.
I don't know myself right now. I'm still learning myself right now. And I thank God for the recognition to know that I'm still learning and that I don't know myself. I think at my age, I wish that I was at a different level, but I am working to a point to get to know myself. I don't. I'm gonna keep. When you said the topic of this show, I said, "Oh Lord, that's gonna be an emotional show for me," because it's something that I've been working on.
So, okay, I'm gonna ask you this question: like, why is it that you feel like you don't know yourself right now?
Because it's certain things that happen or play out in my life, and I find out I may have allowed it, but at the end of the day, I didn't like it. You know what I'm saying? So
explain that.
I mean, just like, relationships or even like jobs. I've been at my job, it really makes you look at yourself. It makes you my job makes me look at myself at a different light. And so what my job requires me to do is not necessarily me. It's a facade. You
got a mask on.
I have a mask on. And so when you do it for so long, it's almost like you become that person. And so I've been battling with that lately because it's not me. So I've been trying to figure out, well, who am I? So when I say I allow it, I've allowed that situation to almost overcome me to a point where I've lost myself.
Okay. So, because I'm sure other people out here feel like that. I guess we're going to get back to that part of it. Because, how do you find yourself? I'm just going to write a question down right here.
Yeah, I want to know the answer.
I mean,
Well, okay, but no, I want you to answer the first question, Square, because I got an answer for it too.
We've gotten so deep. Let me see. I say mine's complicated because I remember when I wasn't loving myself, I was in a full blown depression, trying to.
Well, okay, can I ask?
What caused it?
Yeah.
Sure. My first love and I we never had closure. And at that point, what triggered it? And I started dating somebody else. Didn't give myself time to heal, and it kind of went south. And I just went south with it because everything just overwhelmed me. Being young, being like in my late 20s. And,
Okay, I was about to ask how old you were.
yeah, I was in my late 20s. And I just went into a spiral where I didn't recognize it. I was just trying to find somebody that would care for me and love me, which led to me getting married.
So you was looking for another wild place,
Right, and not loving myself, and that's what led me to my marriage. And wow, I think a big part of learning yourself is going through a lot of trials and tribulations in this thing we call life.
Okay.
Because and I know you're finna answer, but that's the way I feel about it. Do you really truly know yourself fully? Like there's stages, I believe, to it, but I don't think.
See that was gonna be
there
one
are
of the questions.
stages.
Yeah, I don't think as a person or as a human, we never truly.
Well, I think you may not know yourself completely, but like for me, I know it's stuff that I'm just not finna do. You know what I'm saying? Like I know like some things I'm not gonna do, or some things I procrastinate on. I know myself in those type of ways. But let me answer the question first. It was two moments that helped me define really who I was, right? And both of them kind of came out of failure. And I guess that's a question, like how much does failure have to do with you knowing yourself? But like the first was when I was in school, I didn't graduate on time. When I was in college, I went to Morehouse College. It took me 5 years to get out. I should have been out in 4 years, but like at the end of that fourth year, I saw a bunch of the people that I came in with walk across the stage. And I wasn't able to walk with them. So that really forced me to look at myself and redefine who I was, right? And in the process of redefining what I was, it's like, what do you want for your life? What do you want out of your life? And what is it going to take for you to get there, right? The second thing is, and those are all questions. Those are questions that we gotta ask ourselves on a consistent basis. And then once we figure out the answer to them, we gotta work towards those answers. The second thing that happened was, okay, I was living in Nashville and I was working for Title Max, right? I got fired from Title Max, and I started working at this collection agency. And like getting fired, my marriage wasn't going well. I didn't know how the bills were gonna get paid. I didn't know, it was a bunch of stuff that was just in limbo that I didn't have a clue about how it was gonna get worked out. So I started working at this collection agency, and I ran across the quote that said, you are what you do repeatedly. Excellence, therefore, is not a single act, but a habit. Right? And that quote changed my life, because at that point, I started trying to figure out, like, what do I have to do to be excellent at everything that I put my hands on? So in the process, like it changed my outlook and how I dealt with things myself. Because if you were truly a person that's seeking greatness and you want to be great, or you want to walk in your purpose or whatever, you have to be somebody that is constantly checking yourself, redefining yourself. You know what I mean? Constantly looking at yourself and saying, what do I have to do to get better? What do I have to do to get better? Which, it kind of may cause a conflict within you. All right.
We have the comments. LaShonda said, I think it's more important about self-awareness and being comfortable with who you are. And at the moment, we should always learn a little bit more about ourselves or work on being better or worse. Depends on the person.
Yep. I agree, Shonda. Hey, Shonda. That's Felicia, by the way. Y'all hear the voice behind the camera.
Yeah.
That's Felica.
Yeah, it's Felica.
Thank you, Shonda. Yep, that's so true. It's so true.
And Coach said you find yourself by being totally honest with yourself, flaws and all.
Yep,
Yep.
exactly.
You got to.
You have to.
Exactly.
Yep. I was gonna say that's
Exactly.
mandatory.
And then I'll tell you what started the corner I was slowly coming out was when she wanted to leave the state. And I let her go visit, and I had a weekend to myself, and I said, "Self, this is not you." And I think another thing that aided in that, I was getting closer to 40, and it all kind of coincided. It all coincided with my 20-year reunion and all that stuff, and I just started remaking myself. It took a while, but I started realizing my self-worth, especially after I left that chapter, and I started hanging out, more and more, and getting all this attention and stuff. And I said, well, you aren't too bad of a guy. I was always myself.
Right.
I never changed even at work, but I was just blessed to find some because I like helping people. But I just started knowing my self-worth. And when I hit 40, I started realizing.
Hold on. You said you started knowing your self-worth.
Yes.
Okay.
That's
I
a
mean,
big
It's amongst people, I just started looking and just observing and thinking about stuff. And then looking at what I do as far as my job. I may complain and talk about it, but I feel like I'm giving back, even with the organization I belong to. But as far as loving me, that's the self-worth I was saying. Getting out and just being recognized, just observing people, how they look at you.
So hold on. You touched on it, but I'm gonna ask the question. How do you find yourself after being lost?
You gotta have a come to Jesus meeting with yourself.
Yeah. It's
And
got to be a failure
accept.
point.
It's
It don't have to be, but I think that's what's going to bring it to a
something
head.
that will bring it to a head. But sitting down and just accepting yourself, just knowing your personality, what takes you off, by a certain age, you start knowing yourself and how things react, how things make you react, or how you react to certain things. But that's a big part. And when I started realizing, I said, well, shit, I'm myself anyway. When I go to work or I'm around my friends, I'm still gonna be the same dude. But about me is just embracing myself and just not giving a fuck, because at the end of the day, people can say what they want, but they ain't putting shit in your pockets. They're not paying your bills.
Right.
So they can talk about me all they want to.
I had that
You're
conversation with a
not
coworker
helping.
yesterday.
You're not doing shit for me. So what are you doing for yourself? People, the ones that talk about you are the ones that always have something going on with themselves. They're
They
trying to make
miserable.
themselves feel better.
Measure loves company.
Right.
Yeah, they measure.
And okay, you said something, and I think it's a huge part of knowing yourself to know how you react to certain things. Because a lot of times we put ourselves in situations where we're gonna force a certain type of reaction, right? And when we're forcing that reaction, a lot of times we already know what we're gonna say. We know what we're gonna do. We know we're gonna pop off. However it is we're gonna react. We know that we're gonna do that. And I think a lot of what knowing yourself is knowing how not to put yourself into certain positions.
That's
Yeah.
true too.
I mean, because whether it's putting yourself in a position of weakness, whether it's putting yourself in a position where you're completely lost to your emotions and unable to think logically, I think that's a lot of it too. Because once you stop blaming people and putting emotions to the side, like what you said, you have a come to Jesus meeting with yourself. When you actually can sit down and do that and do it in an unemotional way, I think you start opening up a lot of doors for yourself. All right.
Coach
You gotta
said
accept
that
your flaws.
you find that you are lost when you feel you are at a dead end. Yeah, I agree. And I think that's what I meant when I said it has to be some type of failure. It don't have to be a failure, but it can be like a roadblock, or like you said, a dead end. And you just got to a point where ain't no way you can turn, look, nowhere. You got to look at yourself. You have to. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and at some point, a lot of times, and I say it like this because I'm a spiritual type of person. God will get you to the point where you have to face yourself in the mirror.
Yep.
The hardest person to face in the mirror It's you.
It's you.
The hardest person to sit there and figure out and point the finger at and say, you fucking up.
Because you're
It's
your own
yourself.
worst enemy.
Yeah, in a lot of ways.
You put yourself in a lot of situations, man. You
I
can't
think-
put it on people. You can say no to people. You
Yeah.
can tell them go jump off a bridge, man. You don't have to be everywhere. I really don't give a shit about going a lot of places unless it's something that I really want to go to.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have to be there, you know?
But you also have to play it out and say, well, I know there's going to be this type of crowd. I don't have to worry about it. I don't
True
have to, you know what I'm saying? So you have to play it out because, like he said, you know what to put yourself in a position.
Yeah.
I think, and I'm probably retracting, I think what's taking me so long to really figure out who I am. There are some aspects of myself where I feel confident in knowing myself, but there are some other aspects that I really don't. But I think for so long that I have been in, I don't want to say hustle mode, but survivor mode. Let me put it that way, survivor mode. I have to do any and everything that I can just to survive in the only way that I know how, because I wasn't really taught the tools to, you know, survive in a productive way with the least consequences. Let me put it that way. So I've been in survivor mode for a very long time. And when I say a long time, I mean like in teenage age. You know what I'm saying? So that's why it's taking me so long, because, you know, the survivor mode is almost a habit at this point. You know, it's, even though I know other ways and I know, you know, how to handle other certain things, sometimes that survival mode will kick in for anything else because it's a habit. And so when you get, my survival mode is almost, you know, anything, by any means necessary. And sometimes it don't have to always be that way. You know what I'm saying? It don't have to be just do whatever it takes to get to that mean. And that's what my survival mode is, and I have to learn how to separate that some kind of way.
Okay, so my next question, because we're about to go into, you know, kind of a, not a different direction, but we, you know, going to build off of this. So how much of knowing yourself, or what's the difference between knowing yourself and loving yourself? Or is there a difference? And go ahead.
I don't think there is a difference, because if you know yourself, you have to love it. I mean,
And even that's even regardless of how shitty, that's to one's own perspective. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you can be a crackhead and they love it.
yeah.
I love myself.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? This is what I know.
I'm a big girl.
Yeah.
I weigh 600 pounds. I don't care what you say. I love myself. And I can respect that. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, that confidence. So, yeah, it is different aspects to it. But I think it goes hand in hand. There's no...
Okay, I'm going to say this. Because it was one point in my life that I woke up and, like, I knew who I was, but I didn't like who I was. And in essence, I didn't really love who I was because I didn't like it.
Was it really you, though?
No, it was me, because I had put myself in the positions that, you know, I knew were not good. And, you know, I've been doing things that I knew were not good. So in the process of me doing all of that, like, it was, you know, and once again, I hate to get too religified on you, but the prodigal son, it talks about he came to himself, right? And, you know, it was a point where it's like, okay, I wasn't raised like this. I wouldn't talk like this. This just ain't me. You know what I mean? And I didn't like the person that I was, which means I didn't love the person that I was. But that was the opportunity for me to change, and that was the opportunity for me to start to get to that point where I could begin to, because I knew, but I didn't love myself. That was the point where I had to start letting my self-love grow and start figuring out. And I think a lot of what love is value. I had to start figuring out, you know, that I did have value, aside from what other people put value in me on. I had value to somebody other than myself. But all that being said, yeah, I think it's possible to know yourself without loving yourself. I think it's possible to love yourself without knowing yourself too. And you know, okay.
You said something powerful. I
Go
think
ahead.
a lot of people need to consume this. Love is a product of value, and value is it's so powerful. It's such a small word. It's so powerful, but I need y'all to think about that, cause I am.
Cause like the saying goes, and my parents told me many times, if you don't love yourself, who will?
I think where my the reason that I said that I was going to have an issue with this show is because on a daily basis, and I find this a lot lately, and I don't know why, but excuse me for getting emotional, but
you need your tissue.
my parents, still to this day, I don't have a relationship with them. So, you know, we come into this world, that's the first relationship that we have is with our parents. And so I'm trying to find value in myself even when they don't find value in me. You know what I'm saying? So it's like...
But you can't blame yourself for what they don't feel.
Right, but at the end of the day...
But that's a hard thing to say.
It's easier said than done. Because, you know, you look around, like I got y'all too. Y'all got parents that actually love you. Wouldn't go a day without not talking to you. And if they went a couple of days, they still gonna reach out. You know what I'm saying? I don't have that. That's your value. You know what I'm saying?
I guess.
So I don't have that. So I have to find my own value in some kind of way.
I feel like, because I don't talk to my parents every day. I'll be honest with that.
Well, I mean,
don't
but
talk
it's
to them
still...
as much. I can.
You know?
The opportunity is there that I can. But I'll say this. In the process, and like we've had a lot of conversations about this thing, but in the process of loving yourself, and we just talked about you got to embrace your faults, right?
Yeah.
And then part of what you got to do also is you got to forgive people for the wrong that they've done to you. Because like part of loving yourself and knowing yourself is being able to let go of some stuff. Because if you walk around holding on to things, like, I can't think of the quote, but they said it on the Zoe What show. But part of that anger and that resentment and all those things is the fact that those things that those people did are keeping you in the past, which means that you are not living in the present. Right. And then, like, if you're living in fear, that means you're scared of what's going to happen tomorrow, and you're not living in the present. So part of living in the present is letting go of the fear, and it's also letting go of the anger, the resentment, the hurt, and the pain. So at some point, it's got to be a way where you let go of that resentment, that hurt, that anger, and that pain in order to like truly start moving into who and what it is that you were called to be.
Yeah, but how? And you know, a lot of people say you're angry. I don't think I'm angry. I think I'm more so hurt.
Yeah, well, that's why I say the resentment and the pain.
Yeah, it's some bitterness, but a lot.
So it is
but
hard.
How do you do that? How do you? I'm not necessarily like how do you move forward with everyday roadblocks hitting you, and it's a constant reminder. Especially, I guess, for me right now. We've had so much death around us, whether it be a family member, just somebody you casually know. You know what I'm saying? It's just, and it's going to happen. It's just going to happen. Mine are still alive. You know what I'm saying? And so it's like, how do you overcome it? How do you get past that?
Well, I say this, and this is one thing that I found that, you know, in the process of trying to rebuild myself, because that's another story I'm going to tell later on. But in the process of trying to rebuild myself, I found that if I start working outside of myself, like i.e. I start giving time and start mentoring and I start, you know, trying to go out here and be an agent for change as opposed to me sitting, you know, I don't want to judge the situation, but me sitting waiting on somebody else to validate the situation that I'm going through, or to apologize, or to move, and you know they ain't finna do it. Like if I go out here and I put
closure, that's that closure.
But if I go out here and I put my energy into something else, then a lot of times whatever I put my energy into is going to consume my thinking. It's also going to allow me to get a certain level of freedom, and then I get away long enough to where I'm not I can look at it objectively as opposed to looking at it emotionally. And once again, not to get too religified, but your circumstances. Hold on, let me finish what I said. Your circumstances that you go through. Oh shoot, I forgot what I was gonna say. But the circumstances that you go through are there for a reason, and in order for you to get past some things, you got to look outside yourself.
I do know that this journey that I'm going through is a part of my growth. I really, truly, and I'm appreciative of it.
Embrace it.
Yeah, I think that's what it is.
Yeah,
I'm appreciative of it on one end, but on the other end, I really don't want to embrace it.
And it's hard.
I really don't want
to. And B, in essence, well, this is Cole Stevens here. He put a quote up. I said, Confucius once said, "Live with no attachments mentally. Learn to be the observer without attaching yourself to what is observed." Which means, it's basically what I was saying. Like, you got to step outside of all the emotional stuff and logically look at things. I mean, because like in the grand scheme of things, and once again, I don't mean to talk about the situation. You know how your mama and your daddy gonna act. So you can't expect them to be more than
different.
Yeah.
Right.
So in the process of that, yeah, it's gonna hurt, but you gotta find something else to pour into, especially in those times when you feel like you need them, you want them, and they should be there.
And what I would say what may help is that they got a lot of regrets in their life too.
Oh yeah. The older I get, the more that I understand that, maybe they didn't know how to be a parent. Maybe they just didn't have the tools. Maybe, I get that. But I also get that at a certain point in life, you should know better.
Me and Felicia had this conversation though, like everybody grows up at different times and in different ways, right? Some people would never be mature at certain things, and you can't expect them to. And LaShonda said this, we're going to move to the next question. She said, focus on your awesomeness. You are an active, cool mom. Forgive. It's their loss. Focus on being what you expected or once wanted from them. Then be better. And she said, much prayer, Ladybug. All right, next question. Next question. Woo, because we done got into it. This is a good show, though. I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for watching. Share the video if you can, if you're able to. Please, please, please. All right. And we kind of... when we talk about loving ourselves, right? What does loving yourself look like inwardly, and what does loving yourself look like outwardly? And then how do you outwardly express that love for yourself?
The outwardly can be told, just read by other people, just the brightness, the difference in your attitude and personality. Instead of being, people see you just a lot better. I mean, I guess I see it because people knew my situation at work. The people, not my coworkers, but people outside, and some of my coworkers, they could tell the difference. You seem better, yeah. It's something that people can just recognize. Just don't know what it is, but it's just something about yourself. People can read your expressions. It's just something about yourself that people know. It's just something different about you.
And I am, but my coworker said, I need you to smile. I hear that since I was little, so I think it's just a natural look that I have. Some people call it resting bitch face or something like that. But and I explained that to her. And this coworker I've been knowing since I walked through those doors, and that was almost 5 years ago. So this is someone I've interacted with for at least 5 years. So she knows me on the work level, but she kind of also knows me on a personal level too. So when she sees me, she smile, and so I explained to her, look, nothing's wrong, you know. This is just my face, you know. Right now, I'm probably just in thinking mode or something, but nothing's wrong. She was like, no, this is different. She was like, I can see it in your eyes. This is different, and whatever it is, I need you to let it go and smile. And like he said, it's amazing how you don't try. You know, you try to put some, like me, I'm always trying to put on a mask because I learned, you know, not to show your weakness. But, and so, because some people do take advantage of that. So I always try to put on a mask whenever I'm going through certain things. But some people can see through that mask. Some people have the ability, especially if they really know you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Oh, they can certainly see through that mask. So yeah, I think it's
I will. I'm gonna give.
Your voice.
Yeah, I'm gonna give y'all what I think, right? Because in order to love yourself, you have to have knowledge of self, right? Which that means you have to know who you are, you have to know your history, you have to have some level of knowledge, and then you have to have some level of wisdom. And the difference in knowledge and wisdom is, like, knowledge is what you know, wisdom is what you put into practice, right? And once you start combining all of those things, you know, it gives you that value that you're talking about, right? So once you start to understand that you have worth, because we know that this world attempts to break us down, right? This world attempts to take all of our value away from us and strip us of all of our value and make us think that our value comes from outside when our value comes really from inside, right? So in the process of expressing that love outwardly, like, you find it inwardly first, and then when you express it outwardly, basically what happens is, like what you were talking about, Square, with people just notice it. Like, we're spiritual creatures, right? And I don't have to say a word, and I can come in the room and change the environment in the room, right? And it doesn't have to do with anybody being bad or good or anything like that, but it's like when somebody walks in with the type of knowledge and ability, and, you know, like somebody that truly knows themselves, when they walk in the room, they change the atmosphere. Like, I can't, me and Felicia been places and we've been having conversations. This happened with me and B, me and D have done it, me and you have done it, cuz, like, we'll be somewhere and having our own conversation, but it changes the whole atmosphere in wherever we are. Like, it's happened in the grocery store. Me and Felicia were out on my birthday. You know, it's happened a bunch of different places. So it's like, when you truly know yourself, it's nothing that you really have to do, because you're walking completely in who you are. And, you know, that love manifests itself in a different way because you see value in other people because you understand your own value.
I think that's why I enjoy my relationship with my cousin and Anton and a few others that are in our circle, because it brings out the silly in all of us. When all of us get together, we are truly silly. And it's a natural thing. It's not a forced thing. It's
I'm silly
so,
everywhere I go.
yeah. I think we're all silly, but when we come together, it's just like on a whole nother level. But I remember we went to the flea market. This may have been a couple of years ago. Me, you, Wayne, and we were just being silly, and we were at a grocery store, like we were just hopping different places. And then we went to this grocery store, and this lady was like, I love it. She was like, I love it. Y'all are just crazy, you know. It was just a random lady. So that's a good example of good energy, you know what I'm saying? Being sent across.
Yeah, I mean, and that's more of what people need to see. I mean, because it's so many people that walk around in a fear-based state that love is the only thing that's going to cut through that. And when you truly love yourself and you understand who you are, that forces them to their whole mindset to change. And that's what I was talking about, changing the environment of wherever we are. So, go ahead.
It's funny she says that, because like me and my crew and Chuck's been around, Deidre, Tamara, JC, all of us. I mean, we've been out in public places, even out of town. When we get together, we have this ritual that's gone back from high school, where me, Ron, and JC will sing "Shine on Me" just like the Beatles. And so we were at this restaurant. it was a good number of us. This was years ago. We did it when we went out last year. But we got up, had service in front of all these white people. We didn't care. We didn't give a damn. But they were laughing. They were like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? And we did shine on me. We got up. We shook hands like we would get ready to pray. And you know, and all that. You know what I'm saying? We do that with no remorse, man. And people that don't know us will be like, oh my God, y'all really do it? Yeah.
It's hilarious because they don't just shake their own circle of friends' hands. They gonna shake
everybody's hands. You know what I'm saying? Just like it's devotion.
Man,
I ain't never seen it, but I want to see it.
So we've done one more time when we all get together. Yeah. Yes.
Let me serve it.
One more time. Yes. I mean, that's just us because we're comfortable with who we are. We'll do it in front of anybody, anywhere, and just have a great time. We will. It's the energy.
Yeah.
And the comfortability within our skin. We don't give a shit. We all together. We have a good time.
Yeah.
Just it was so much so that the owner of the restaurant this time he won't take a picture with all us folks.
When the owner of the restaurant won't take a picture of you, yeah, you done a wonderful impact.
Man, for real. I mean, but like when you actually walking in that type of energy, and I can't say I maintain it all day, every day, because you know stuff happens, and you know I get emotional in my feelings about other things, whatever. But when that happens, you know, it's like a refreshing feeling. You know what I mean? But all right. So next question, and y'all kind of alluded to it earlier. Is it possible to love yourself completely, or is that something that's constantly changing and you're constantly redefining it?
Stuff. Yeah. Well, is it possible to love yourself fully?
You're constantly evolving and changing things about you anyway.
Mm-hmm. I think it is possible to love yourself fully, but that love can increase the more you get to know. Because like I said at the beginning of the show, I don't think you ever fully know yourself because there's always something out there to learn, or you know what I'm saying, an obstacle to overcome, or whatever, a new obstacle rather to overcome. So I think you could fully love yourself, but it's different. It's levels to this shit.
Well, I'm gonna rein in on that because I 100% agree with you. But like as you grow older, you know, it's not that life gets easier. It's just that you've been through enough shit to where it doesn't bother you like it used to.
Yes.
But then you get other challenges that are on top of that, which force you to test everything that you thought you knew before, right? So I think, you can love and know yourself completely. However, you're not a completed person. Like your walk is not done. So you got new stuff coming up all the time, which forces another level of understanding.
But that's where you're supposed to take from all your experiences, the good and bad, and have learned from it. And apply it necessary. So it's this thing called life is tricky, man.
It is tricky.
And just like I tell my parents, you can tell us, and you've been through it, yes, but we have to forge and learn.
Yeah, I mean, you saying all that, that's the difference in not what you're saying. They can tell you, you know it, but until you've been through it, like, you don't have the wisdom. And then once you've been through that wisdom, what comes forth out. Right, next question. What I just wrote down here. In the process of loving ourselves, knowing ourselves, how do we begin to start embracing our strengths more? Because a lot of what we see when we talk about knowing ourselves is we know what our faults are, but we don't talk about our strengths a lot. And what has to happen in order for you to truly grow is you have to embrace your strengths. So how do we start embracing what we're actually good at? And then, not to say we're forgetting our faults, but you know, we're not relying so heavily on correcting faults.
So you're embracing your good more so than your faults.
I mean,
toot your own horn? Is that what you mean?
I ain't got to really toot your own horn, but I'm saying, like, okay, if you know, like me, I'm good at teaching. right? And I know that I'm good at teaching, and that don't mean I'm tooting my own horn, but like I need to seek out things where I'm actually able to teach. And I'm good at helping people. So, I got to seek out opportunities where I'm able to help people. As opposed to if you want to sit me down at a desk and have me crunch numbers all day, I will go crazy. So like how do you get to the point where you're embracing your strengths? I mean, while you're not denying your faults, but how do you get to the point where you're embracing your strengths and walking in those strengths and actually growing from that?
I think that's faith. Stepping out on faith.
And I mean, and that takes knowing yourself again too. But that's a good question, because I know a lot of my strengths that I feel like that I've embraced, because I don't toot my own horn, but I don't know. That's
B. Coach Seaver says once one embraces their strengths totally, they can at least keep their weakness at sea level.
And that's true. I guess.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, and then like that's one thing that, and this is about to lead into a whole different area. Like with the education system, the way that it is right now, differences in race, which means that people don't truly figure out what their strengths are. Right, or they have a harder time figuring out what their strengths are, because everybody is forced down this one track, and you got to be excellent at this one track, right? So that being said, how do we get people to start focusing on what they're good at and actually walking in that?
Encouragement. I think encouragement. Telling people, because some people may not know that that's their gift. Help them realize, hey, that's the gift you have. You need to embrace it. Encouragement, I think, and along with love. You should definitely give encouragement with love anyway, but
I agree with that.
I think it has to come to that point, because I find myself not really on, again, being in survivor mode for so long. I really don't know, what I'm good at and what I'm, I kind of know what I'm not good at.
Right.
But I don't know what I'm really and truly good at. I don't know what my purpose is. And that's hard to admit for me at my age.
I know one thing you're good at, and I say it, research.
Yeah.
Because anything that you got to research for this show, like, you be on point, like 1,000%. And it'll be over and above what I thought was even out there.
Well, maybe that's something that Cuz is encouraging, and maybe that's something that I've avoided for a while, because a lot of people say that. And a lot of people, even growing up, people would say, you could be a debater or you could be a lawyer, because I was that person that you give me something, I'm going to go, research it or whatever, and I'm going to try to prove you wrong, or, you know what I'm saying, whatever the case may be. So maybe that's something I need to embrace.
I mean, and like to answer the question, like
I don't like reading though.
I don't either.
They think crazy. I can research some shit all day long, but I do not like to read. I like to read stuff that, that really kind of interests me. Let me rephrase that. I don't know. I like to read. Let me take that back. I do like to read.
Stuff that interests you, though.
Yeah.
That's it.
But I don't know. Like,
if
I had a job that was consistently researching, I don't think I would be happy. Yeah. But then again, I don't know.
I like solving problems, and that's my job. And it gets on my nerves at times, but I like the challenge.
Yeah.
It's always something different.
I'm gonna read what Felicia said, because I alluded to the education system. It says, with the education system, should it be a graded scale? Because when the child gets an F, it is considered failure. So how can children see their strengths if they receive an F and it stays failure? And I mean, I think that's been a heated debate in when I forgot his name.
Know how
asking DeVos.
build.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the problem nowadays. They don't know failure to build themselves up. They don't know what
because,
they.
like she said, F and that's it.
Yeah.
Figure it out. And I think going back to my job, that's what I appreciate about my job, because they encourage to focus on the successes and not so much as what you did wrong. You know what I'm saying? Okay, yeah, you did that wrong, but let's focus on the success of what you did do right and how we can improve that.
But that should be a part of that failure, though. If you had the right educators, they'd be like, baby, well, maybe we need to figure out, where you're lacking at.
Right.
You don't have that anymore.
Well, that's just like
They
Chris. He been getting up. I'm calling you out, baby, but he been getting up late. He has to be at work at 6 o'clock. And he's been getting up late. For somebody that doesn't drive, who has other people taking him to work, he's still, getting up late. And so I had a conversation with him the other day of like, look, well, we know that this is happening. We know that this is a pattern that's happening. So what we going to do to fix it? You know what I'm saying? What do we need to do at this point to fix you getting up on time and being work on time? We're not going to keep focusing on the fact, exactly. But we're not going to keep focusing on the fact that, you don't get up. Okay, you ain't getting up. Why you ain't getting up? I want to know what we need to do to fix this. You know what I'm saying? Instead of why. Why you can't get up in the morning? Okay, I don't want to hear why. I want to hear what we're going to do about it moving forward.
Yeah. I mean, and B said this, once you praise a person for what they do well, they naturally want to show you more of that.
Yeah.
And I agree wholeheartedly. And there's not enough of that going on. Like I say, we live in a fear-based culture, and we got to get away from that fear. Just because, in all honesty,
fear has become a comfort zone.
Yeah, it is. I mean, it's comfortable for me to run to my house, lock up all the doors, all the windows, all that kind of good stuff, and cut on the television and have more fear pumped into me.
That's 45 a.m.
Yeah, I know. That's the reason he got in. I mean, it's a catch-22, so it's recycling itself and recycling itself. So the second we get out here and start actually loving each other and opening up, because most people want the exact same thing. I'm not saying all people. Yeah, most people want to go to work, or actually most people want to have a job, go to work, be able to pay their bills, be able to take care of their family, spend time with their family, and praise and worship whatever God or deity it is that they believe in, right? And I feel that's 90% of the planet. And if you give people those type of opportunities and continue to give them those type of opportunities, I feel like we'll start seeing more and more love. Or if you even just start looking at people like, you want the same thing out of life that I want. We just got to go about it different ways because we're from different cultures. All right.
I saw something the other day that said, I'm the greatest of all time. But just because I'm the GOAT, don't mean that you can't be the GOAT with me.
Ooh, man, we already been talking for an hour. Yeah, I mean, and
I thought that was so powerful because a lot of people think just because you at the top, I can't get up there. If I get up there, I get past you. Why can't we be at the top on the same level?
Or why can't we climb together?
Or you know what I'm saying? So that mentality, I got to be better than you, and I got to knock you or kick you out the way in order to be better than you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Has got to go. That mentality has got to go because we can all be great at the same time.
Yeah, we can all walk arm in arm across the finish line.
If anything, that's going to be even stronger than me by saying.
Man, look, we gonna have to come back to this topic because we already been on for an hour. But
thank y'all
for watching. Thank y'all for tuning in. We appreciate that. I didn't even realize we had been doing this for an hour until I looked at the audacity here. But we appreciate y'all for tuning in. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for your comments, all that kind of good stuff.
I hope we reach some people out there tonight.
Yeah.
If you watch, please don't forget to share and comment. Let us know how you feel about the show. Let us know what you want to see in the show.
We're just blowing smoke out our ass. We don't care. Just tell us, man.
Yeah. I mean, and then if you feel like this could help somebody, share it with them.
Yep.
I mean, that's in essence, that's exactly what we're here to do. Is we're here to ask the hard questions and hopefully get good answers to those hard questions, or at least workable answers to those hard questions.
And by far, we're not professionals, man. We just want to go and help with on our experiences and and get feedback. You know, this is just not this is the way it is. This is just sharing our travails and everything. You know, I appreciate Chuck asking me about how did I go into my depression, man. It's something I'm comfortable with because I had to learn to be comfortable. I had to embrace everything that was going on and be real with myself. And it is something that I'm glad I went through because I had to go through things or I probably wouldn't have the mental ability I have today.
And the better understanding.
A better understanding of who I am. Because, hey, is my man Buzz, shout out Buzz, you know, what don't kill us make us stronger.
Yeah, true. All right. All that being said, we're going to go ahead and wrap the show up. Queen, you got some shout outs you want to do?
Shout out to all of our listeners. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you. Shout out to the boys, Chris and Quinn. Quinn is doing better. He's trying to get ready for prom, y'all. So,
that's so cute. Oh, it was so
it's
cute.
junior prom. And again, shout out to Chris. We gonna get better, Chris. We got this.
All right, Square, you got some shout outs you want to do?
Oh,
Hey, Unc, I see you just tuned in. I'm sorry.
Yeah, City Councilman Russell Gilbert.
Oh,
Tuning in.
Hey,
Councilman
City
Gilbert.
Councilman.
To RGB, to my little dude, he's growing.
He grown.
And
It's the baby.
and to my people always, it's always gonna be about y'all. To my shout out to the people that grind all week, man. It's time. It's another week. Let's get our grind on. Let's get it out for our kids and our family members, whoever, yourself. Love you. Peace out.
Yeah. My shout outs, I'm going to make it brief. Menlo Park Grocery Store, Sean Daniels. Y'all go visit that over in the Brainerd area. JL Studios, John Lindsay, best tattoo artist in Chattanooga, Tennessee. Royal Transportation, Brian Allen. If y'all got transportation needs, go see him. Shout out to the Urban Voice. Please pick up this paper while you're out because we're trying to increase the readership. And I got to shout out Chuck Berry, who passed away yesterday.
That's right.
We want to say rest in peace, Chuck Berry. Basically, he was a pioneer for the rock and roll genre of music. If you don't know, have not heard Chuck Berry's music, please go listen to it. Go, check it out, whatever, because he was definitely a pioneer. Gotta say thank you to Felicia for all of her assistance with the show and everything. And I'm gonna end the show. Once again, I'm just going to speak from the heart. Because I feel like last week when I spoke from the heart, it sounded pretty good. So I'm going to try it again. Might as well.
Embrace it. Just embrace it.
Yeah, just embrace it. So tonight's show, just recapping, is Know Thyself. In the process of us beginning to understand who we are and beginning to love who we are, we have to take that long, hard look in the mirror. We can't be afraid to face our strengths or our weaknesses. In the process of us loving ourselves, you got to find out what your place is, how you fit in, and you got to figure out what will make you great. All of us, I said it before, all of us have been called to greatness. We're not here by happenstance. We're not here just arbitrarily. We're here to fulfill a purpose. So in the process of you fulfilling your purpose, you have value. You are needed. Not just wanted, you are needed. And I need you. Everybody in this room needs you. Everybody in your city needs you. Everybody in the world needs you. So you have to be willing to face yourself, to correct yourself, and you have to be willing to change yourself. All that being said, love yourself. Thank y'all for watching.
Thank you.
And we out.
And Cole, the sign is not for sale, but you can buy a t-shirt.
You can get a t-shirt.
You
Give
get
you our
t-shirt.
sign, Ninja.
And if anybody else wants a t-shirt, you can get one too. They for sale. T-shirt
Rep
for
us.
sale.
Yeah, please let us know. I don't know how much
I need to go get me a
$80,000.
a t-shirt.
Right.
Man, hey, this was a good
I'm gonna go get me
Man.
a member
I'm gonna get
With the-
one.
with the
Ravios.
with the sign on it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
with the motherfucking put my damn collar.
Man, I'm gonna give me a Carlos Rush.
Okay, we'll let you know. Can it be duplicated for sale?
Yeah, I mean, well,
I'm
we gotta
sure
figure
we
out
can
who,
make something
who
happen.
can do it. 'Cause we gotta talk to somebody.
Like I said, I got
Anti-slip.
Mike. Yeah, he still he ain't got back to me. I just got to hit him up. He's still doing crap. He got
Okay.
the machine.
All right, well, yeah, we'll figure out about the t-shirts and then we're gonna let everybody know. Cause yeah, that's the logo right there.
Thank you everybody for your
Thank
comments.
y'all. I'm
Thank you
talking
for
to the side.
watching.
They got me hungry
Again,
He finna go
Go
fix himself
share.
a plate. Look, we thank y'all, man, so much. Like just for watching and your comments and
my hand
everything.
itching. What that mean, y'all?
Get
That
some
means
money.
she get some money.
My
Yeah.
right hand.
Get that money. She gonna get that money. Don't be like them strippers on the video though.
No,
I'm just saying.
no.
Like, you don't want to go to Chris's and try to make that money.
No, I'm not going to Christie's. No.
I'm just saying, man. I'm just saying. All right, man. We appreciate y'all for watching. We thank you.
Peace.